approach really started to form more when I was at Goldman. So at Goldman, I focused in the hedge fund space, allocating into hedge fund managers. And at the time, we tried to think about, could we have any sort of impact or ESG strategy within the hedge fund world? And at that time, if you asked a hedge fund manager if they had an even ESG policy, they would look at you like you were crazy. And when we approached the space, we realized the only real way to do this was through negative screening, or it was more socially responsible investing, and that wasn't the approach we wanted. So then I ended up focusing a lot on diversity at Goldman, both within Goldman and within the hedge fund space, and thinking about, how could we really increase the diversity of our talent pool. I was involved in a lot of initiatives to get women, the returnship program of women back to the office, veterans, just recruiting a more diversified group of analysts. And then in the hedge fund space, right, it's no secret that the asset management industry as a whole is really lacking in diversity, and especially in hedge funds. So we thought, like, what could we do? Could we create a strategy to help that issue? And what we found is a lot of people were really just looking at top line numbers, and they were just looking at the ownership of managers and just looking at, like I said, the top line metrics. And I thought what was really missing both, sometimes at Goldman and the industry, was this focus on inclusion. And we couldn't just look at who owned the hedge fund managers, but where was the funnel, and how are, diverse and underrepresented groups being pulled into the industry and retained. And it was really that holistic approach that has then also now informed my ESG integration approach. That you can't just look at impact in a one-line sentence for what's this company achieving, but you need that holistic approach to really think about what are some potential negative externalities, or how is the whole company really approaching sustainability and unintended, social and environmental outcomes. Then after Goldman, I was really excited when I started working for some family offices that really cared about sustainability. And then finally, I was actually seeing some strategies that did focus on impact outcomes, like in the renewable energy space and carbon credit trading. And I saw that they weren't just focused on these sustainable areas, but they're actually generating really strong returns that beat a lot of their peers. And so when I think about my career trajectory and how, the growing opportunity set, I spent my decades, questioning some of the smartest investors in the world, and questioning, like, how did they make money? Were they doing what they said they were doing? What are the unintended risks? And now I'm sort of applying that rigor and analysis to the impact space. Are you doing what you're saying you're doing? And are you really creating the impact that you say you're creating?